Time is 10:14 a.m. We are on the record.
Okay, for the record, we met and conferred off the record. Their opposing counsel's objection stands. For the record, I'd like to note that their objections are not timely within the 3-day time limit to object to the video deposition. It's my understanding, it's our agreement that this will continue to be videotaped. We'll reserve any other objections for using this at trial after the depositions today.
And for the record, the notice that we received was just 3 days ago that you would be videotaping the deponent. Although you might have served the deponent, you didn't provide written notice to the petitioner's counsel or myself until 3 days before today's deposition, and I don't believe that the videotape is necessary, and it's more a form of a harassment.
I would agree to all of those objections. I would also agree that essentially we've never been served properly with notice that this deposition was going to be videotaped. The only notice that was sent to us was sent via facsimile 3 days ago, and we have never consented to facsimile service of any such notice. But we will agree that the deposition may go forward. It may be videotaped subject to our rights to raise any and all objections to the use of the videotape at trial based upon defective notice.
And in response to that, it is my understanding that we did send you correspondence in September, I believe. We attached the deposition subpoenas for both Ms. Sandhu's parents. In those deposition subpoenas, you were provided notice that their depositions were going to be videotaped. So,
And for the record, I'd still maintain that's not sufficient notice.
okay. Anything else?
I think that's good.
Okay. Well, good morning, Ms. Sandhu.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Keeley. I'm the attorney representing Mr. Singh here today.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your deposition today. At the start of the deposition, you and your attorney were handed a 2-page document entitled Explanation of Deposition Proceedings to the Witness. It appears that you have read and signed this document.
Yeah.
I'm handing this document to the court reporter. I'm marking it Exhibit D. Did you understand this document before you signed it?
Yes.
Okay.
For the record, I'm going to object to any waivers in that document on behalf of my client as to time limits pursuant to the Code of Civil Procedure concerning the transcript of the deposition. I'm also going to object to it to the extent that there are any waivers set forth in there with respect to the issue of videotaping the deposition.
Same objection.
Okay, and so moving on. Some rules are more important than others. I'm not here to trick or trap you. I'm just here to get some information from you under oath so I can rely on that and make decisions with regards to this dissolution case. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So if I ask you a question, don't feel pressured to give an answer just because you think you need to give an answer. Just think about the question, give your best answer, okay? And because I want to rely on this deposition transcript, I want your answers to be based on not speculation, but information under your personal knowledge. Do you understand?
Yes.
While I don't want you to speculate with your answers, there's some answers that I'm entitled to your best estimate on. For example, if I was to ask you how long this table is, you could fairly estimate it's about 10 feet long. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And if I was going to ask you how much money is in my purse right now, you wouldn't know. That would be based on you speculating. Do you understand the difference between speculation and
Yes.
giving your best estimate?
Yes.
Also, as you know from Exhibit D, everything that we're saying today is being recorded by the court reporter here. So we don't want two people talking at once. So let me finish my question and then give your answer afterwards. Do you understand that? Have you had any drugs or alcohol in the last 24 hours?
No.
Excuse me, I'd also like to inform the witness that to the extent you hear any of the attorneys object, we'd request that you stop testifying until it's clear that you should go forward. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Your attorney may object from time to time during this deposition. Either attorney may object. If they object, you will still answer the question unless they instruct you not to answer the question. Is there any reason you can't give your best testimony here today?
No.
If at any point during this deposition you need to take a break, you need to use the restroom, you're feeling run down, just let me know. We can take a break. I might want to finish a line of questioning beforehand, but I'll afford you the opportunity to take a break if you need one, okay?
Yes.
When was the first time you met Mr. Singh?
I don't remember exactly.
Do you remember what year you met him?
I met him in Irvine.
In Irvine? Do you remember when?
No, I don't remember.
Was it 2009, 2010?
I don't remember.
Where in Irvine did you meet him?
It was at my place in Watermark Place.
Watermark Place? Do you own that property?
Yes.
Okay. Is that an apartment or a condominium?
It's a condominium.
Did someone introduce Mr. Singh to you?
My daughter.
Your daughter? Now, when your daughter introduced Mr. Singh to you, did she represent to you that she was a medical resident at that time?
I can't follow this.
I'm sorry?
I can't follow this your question.
When
Can you repeat it?
Yes. When your daughter introduced Mr. Singh to you, were you under the impression that she was a medical resident?
Yes.
Yes. And at some point, did your daughter inform you that she was not a medical resident?
No.
No? And when you first met Mr. Singh, what did he represent to you with respect to his education and his employment? Do you remember? No? I'd like to mark as Exhibit E the notice of continuance of taking the deposition of the third-party witness, Milan Sandhu. Did you bring any documents with you today responsive to these document requests?
I do have an objection related to demands 1, 2, and 3, as it's overbroad and you're requesting documentation that would invade her privacy. We did bring documentation that is responsive to 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm sorry, yeah, 4, 5, 6, and 7. However, she's not going to produce, nor is the other deponent going to produce, any records responsive to 1, 2, and 3.
And we did receive your objections. So did you bring documents today in response to requests 4 through 7? No?
Could we go off the record real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
The time is 10:22 a.m. We are off the record.
The other,
The time is 10:22 a.m. We are on the record.
So can I repeat?
Yes, you can repeat.
Yeah, because I don't deal with those things, so my husband deals with those things, so he will be having those things.
Okay. Understood. Did you ever discuss with Mr. Singh prior to his marriage to your daughter when the marriage would be, what year the marriage would be?
No.
Do you recall when the wedding occurred during between Mr. Singh and your daughter?
Yeah, it was 14th February 2010.
And where did the wedding occur?
It was in India, Chandigarh.
Were you present at the wedding?
Yeah, of course.
Did your daughter represent to be a doctor on her wedding invitation?
Yeah.
Do you know why she did that?
I don't
Objection
know.
calls for speculation.
I don't know.
At the point when they were married, when they became married in February 2011, was it?
2010.
Oh, 2010, I'm sorry. What was your knowledge of your daughter's education at that point in time?
Objection asked and answered.
Your object lacks foundation as well.
You can answer.
I don't know.
Did your daughter graduate from high school?
Objection lack of foundation.
You can answer.
Yes.
Do you recall what year Miss Sandhu graduated from high school?
No, I don't remember.
After she graduated from high school, did she represent to you that she was attending college?
No. She never discussed these things with me.
She never discussed her education with
No,
you?
no.
Did she discuss her education with your husband?
Objection,
No.
lack of foundation.
No, she's an adult.
Ms. Sandhu, if you could, when you hear us object, you should stop talking and let us complete the objection, because the
Okay.
court will be a little happier that way.
Okay.
And you and I got to work out a way not to do it at the same time. So.
Sure.
So you and your daughter never discussed her college education?
No.
Did you and your daughter ever discuss her graduation from any college?
No.
Did you attend any graduation parties for her graduation
No.
from college? Did you throw her any graduation parties from a graduation
No.
from college?
No.
You have to wait for her to finish before you answer.
Did you provide funds for your daughter's education in college?
Objection, it's vague as to the phrase "you."
You can answer.
I don't deal with this. So maybe my husband was providing, because I don't deal with this.
Are you don't deal with the dealing with money?
Money, yeah, I have no.
Your husband deals with the
Yeah,
money?
he deals with the money.
Okay. Are you employed currently?
No.
Did you ever at any point in time discuss your daughter attending graduate school?
Objection vague as to discuss with who.
Did you ever discuss with your daughter her attending graduate school after college?
No.
And why did you never discuss her education with her?
Objection argumentative.
Yeah, objection is also overbroad. It's also not calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence.
You can answer.
Because she is an adult, I never wanted to interfere in her.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I couldn't understand.
Because she is an adult, so I never wanted to interfere unless and until she came out with it.
Are you aware of what your daughter's background with regards to her education is?
I can't follow your question.
Are you aware of if your daughter ever attended college?
Objection asked and answered.
Yeah.
You are aware?
Yes.
And what are you aware of? Where did she attend college?
She was attending like whatever she was doing.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the answer? I didn't understand.
She was in the college and I
She
never
was?
asked. Yeah, I never asked her but she was in college.
Do you know where she went to college? No. Do you know what years she went to college?
No, I don't remember.
Do you know how many years she attended college?
I have no exact. Don't record it.
I'm sorry?
I
Can
don't
you speak
recall.
up a little bit when you answer? I'm sorry, just for
I,
the court reporter.
I don't remember.
Do you recall where your daughter was living from 2001 to 2005?
Objection relevance.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm going to object. It's unlikely to lead to discovery of admissible evidence as well.
Do you know where your daughter lived from 2005 to 2010?
Objection relevance.
Same objection.
You can answer.
She was living at this Watermark place.
Was that the Irvine?
Irvine, yeah.
Is it a condo, did you say?
Condominium, yeah.
So you and your husband own that building at
Yeah.
Watermark Place?
Yeah.
When your daughter lived there, did she pay rent to you?
Objection vague as to
I
what
don't-
time period.
From 2005 to 2010, did your daughter pay you rent for living at Watermark Place?
I have no idea. My husband might be knowing.
Your husband would know that?
Yeah.
In 2006, was Ms. Sandhu arrested for shoplifting at Target?
Objection relevance.
I have no idea.
Are you aware if if your daughter was arrested in 2006?
No, I have no idea.
Did you or your husband pay $20,000 to bail your daughter out of jail in 2006?
No,
Objection.
I don't know.
You gotta wait just a little bit.
Okay.
Objection relevance.
And you can state your answer for the record.
I have no idea.
Have you ever attended any graduation ceremonies for your daughter?
Objection asked and answered. Are you referring high school and?
Yeah,
I attended her high school graduation.
high school. Is that the only graduation ceremony you've attended? Did Ms. Sandhu ever provide you with a copy of a diploma from college?
No,
What about a copy of a diploma from graduate school?
no,
Did you ever ask her for a copy of her diplomas?
no, I never asked.
Did you ever ask your daughter about her grades in school,
No.
college, or
No,
post college?
no.
Was Ms. Sandhu ever employed by your husband in his sleep lab?
I have no idea.
What is your husband's occupation?
He's a physician.
Does he own a sleep lab?
Yeah.
So your testimony is you don't know if your daughter ever worked for your father at the sleep, or I'm sorry, for your husband at the sleep lab?
No, I don't know.
Are you aware if your daughter is employed right now?
No, she's
She's not employed? Do you know if is she a student right now?
yes.
Where is she going to school right now?
That Fullerton,
Fullerton?
yeah.
Is she living in your Watermark Place condo?
No,
Where is
I
she
don't-
living?
I have no idea.
You don't know where your daughter's living?
No.
How were you informed that she is going to college in Fullerton?
Because I know she told me that she's going to college.
She told you? She didn't tell you where she's living?
No,
Was she living with you this summer, this past summer?
yes.
And where do you live?
We live in Porterville.
When she lived with you this summer, about how many months did she live with you?
Maybe 6 weeks or 7, I don't exactly
About
remember.
6 weeks?
Yeah, maybe.
Did she pay you rent?
No,
Was she attending school this past summer?
yes. She was taking classes at Bakersfield and some classes online.
Do you know what school she was taking online classes with?
IBC.
IVC? Irvine Valley College?
Yeah.
Do you know what classes she was taking this summer?
I think she took one history class in Bakersfield and then some psychology class in Irvine.
Did she study for those classes at your house in Porterville?
Objection, relevant.
Yeah, this is not likely to lead to discovery of admissible evidence, or not reasonably calculated to.
And I believe she answered the question. About how many hours a week would she study at your house in Porterville?
Objection.
no,
Objection calls for speculation, lack of foundation, and irrelevant.
And not likely to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence.
You can answer.
No idea.
But you testified that she studied at your house in Porterville?
Yeah, but I was not on her head when she was studying or when she was not studying.
Now, you mentioned before that your husband deals with most of the finances in your household,
In everything, he deals with everything.
everything.
Yeah.
So tax returns, would he deal with your
Yeah,
filing of tax returns?
He does everything. I have no.
Are you aware of whether Mr. Singh tried to settle this divorce outside of court before he filed the divorce petition?
Objection. Go ahead.
Calls for speculation, lack of foundation, irrelevant. Also, settlement discussions are not admissible.
I'd echo that. I'd agree with that, those objections. Same objections on behalf of Ms. Sandhu.
You can still answer.
No.
No, you're not aware? Do you know where your daughter was served with a petition for dissolution in this matter?
Objection. It's not reasonably calculated to lead to discovery of admissible evidence.
No idea.
I'm sorry?
No idea.
Did someone attempt to serve your daughter with the petition for dissolution at your home in Porterville?
Objection calls for speculation, lack of foundation, and irrelevant.
And also not likely to lead to discovery of admissible evidence. I'm also giving notice here under 271 of the Family Code with respect to the issue of fees. We're going very broad here.
You can answer.
No idea.
Are you aware of your daughter's drinking habits?
Objection, relevance.
Same objection, not likely to lead to discovery of admissible evidence. There's no custody at issue.
No.
Do you recall a telephone call that Mr. Singh made to you and your husband on December 5th, 2011?
No.
Do you recall going to Mr. Singh's residence on December 5th, 2011 to take care of your daughter?
I don't remember.
Has your daughter ever been diagnosed with bipolar disorder?
Objection, it calls for private information. I don't believe that there's any relevance in this case, if there's no custody at issue, to warrant her to answer this question.
Does your daughter have any medical problems?
An objection,
To
lack of
knowledge.
foundation.
No idea.
Can you just speak up for the court reporter?
No, I have no idea.
Are you aware that Mr. Singh purchased a piece of real estate property during the marriage?
Yes.
And what is your knowledge of that purchase?
Objection, it's overbroad and vague.
I have no knowledge.
You just testified that you're aware that he purchased a piece of
I just
real estate. What real estate are you aware that he purchased during the marriage?
he purchased a house, that I know that they purchased a house.
Do you know where the house is located?
Yeah, it is. I don't remember exactly, but it is here in Irvine or.
Are you aware of what funds were used for the down payment of that Irvine property?
No.
Were you involved at all with the purchase of that Irvine property?
No.
Did you discuss the purchase of that Irvine property with your daughter?
No.
Did you discuss the purchase of that Irvine property with Mr. Singh?
No.
Are you aware that your daughter signed an interspousal deed during the marriage with
No.
regards to that Irvine property?
No.
Do you give a monthly allowance to your daughter currently?
No.
Do you allow her to use your credit cards?
Sometimes when I visit her, I don't have a credit card. I don't only have a debit card.
A debit card?
Yeah, whenever we go for doing some grocery or she wants to pick some small thing, I pay with my card. Sometimes, not
When
all.
you're with, so when you're with
When
her?
when I am with her, when I visit her, then only, not always.
And where do you visit her?
I used to visit her when she was in Watermark Place for a year.
So you just let her use your debit card. Did you ever give her any cash?
Objection, misstates her testimony. I believe she said she would purchase things for her using her debit card. She wouldn't just give her the debit card and let her.
So you bought things for her when you were with her?
Yeah.
Did you ever give her cash?
Never.
Did you ever deposit any money into her bank accounts in the
No.
past 5 years?
No.
Are you aware if your husband deposited cash into her bank
I
accounts?
have no knowledge. He knows he can answer your questions.
You mentioned before that Miss Sandhu lived with you this past summer.
Hmm.
Did your daughter buy her own groceries when she stayed with you this summer?
When she was in Porterville, no.
Did she contribute to any utility payments?
Not when she was in Porterville, but when she was in her flat here in Watermark, she was paying her bills.
Was your husband, when she was at Irvine, was your husband helping her pay those bills?
Objection, lack of foundation.
I have no idea.
You can answer.
I have no idea about that.
Do you know who is supporting her now financially?
Her spousal support?
Is your husband helping to support her financially right now?
Objection, lack of foundation.
You can answer.
No, why?
I'm sorry?
No.
No? Have you ever loaned any money to your daughter for any
No.
reason?
No.
Are you aware if your daughter owns or leases a car currently?
She doesn't own, but she has our car. We have given her our own car.
You gave her your car? Do you know what kind of car that is?
Avalon.
Avalon? Do you know whose name the Avalon is under?
It's under my husband's name.
Do you know if your daughter or if your husband are making payments on the Avalon?
I have no idea.
Do you know who's paying for your daughter's attorney fees in this dissolution matter?
No.
Did you give your daughter any jewelry during the marriage to Mr. Singh?
Wait, can you rephrase that?
During your daughter's marriage to Mr. Singh, did you give her any jewelry, any pieces of jewelry?
When you object, I think it's vague as to during the marriage.
You can answer.
We gave we gave it to them.
Okay, so from 2010 to 2013, what items of jewelry did you give your daughter?
Nothing.
You didn't give your daughter any jewelry. Did your husband give your daughter any jewelry
I
during
have
your
no
marriage?
idea.
Objection, lack of foundation.
Did you give Mr. Singh any jewelry during his marriage to your daughter?
Yes, we gave him a ring and then a neck, sort of a gold chain, watch, and this gold bangle. We gave it to him.
Okay, so there's a ring, a necklace,
A bracelet
a bracelet, and a watch.
and a watch.
Do you remember when you gave those items to him?
When on the marriage,
When they got married?
when they got married.
So let's start with the ring. How much did you pay for the ring? Do you recall?
I don't know.
The necklace, do you know how much you paid for that?
No, I don't remember.
What about the watch?
I don't remember.
And what about the bangle?
I don't remember.
Do you know where any of that jewelry is?
I don't have no idea.
Is kept? You don't know where it is now?
No, I don't know.
Do you know where that jewelry was kept during the marriage between the parties?
I don't know. They might be knowing. I don't know.
In October of last year, did you go to Mr. Singh's residence?
Yes.
Yes. Did you go with someone? Was someone with you?
Yeah, my friend was with me.
And what was the purpose of your visit?
My purpose was just to get Armin's personal belongings, some her books, her laptops, and those are because she was going to school. She had nothing.
So you went to the house to get some of her personal items?
Yeah.
Can you recall, other than laptops and clothing, what else you took?
Some printer, and then I took some things which belonged to me. They were from my condo when they used to live in my condo for almost 16 months. They were in our Watermark condo.
Mhm.
And then when they made the house, she took those items from my place to that place. Those were those decoration pieces and some small these things. So I took those things.
Okay, so laptop, decoration pieces. Some-
Decoration pieces, those belong to me. From my condo they were there.
Okay.
And then what you call that, her printer was there, her clothes were there, her personal belongings and everything I took from her because she needed, because she was not allowed to enter the house, so I had to go there and bring those things.
Do you remember how many hours you spent at the residence?
I don't remember.
Was it over 2 hours?
I don't remember.
Was it under 2 hours?
I have no idea.
What about 5 hours? Was it over 5 hours?
Objection asked and answered.
I can't remember.
Did you spend more than an hour at the house?
It took
can
me
estimate?
some time because I had to collect and pack those things, and then we were bringing it to our place, and then again we would go there and bring them, so it might have taken me some time.
Was Mr. Singh there when you went to the house?
Yeah, he was there.
Did you have any discussions with him that day?
Yeah.
And what did
But
you...
when I went there, he was not in a good mood. And then after a while, when I started picking the things, he started, behaving in a very different manner. It seemed to me as if he was under the influence of something.
Okay.
So his behavior became very obnoxious. And then at a time I had to tell him that, will you stop this or I will call 911. And then after that, I took the thing which I could take and then I left the place.
Okay, so
And
you
I
got-
went with his permission to his house. I took permission before going there that I want to take Armin's personal belongings, books and everything. So I went there but his behavior was not good.
So you talked to Mr. Singh before you went to the house?
Yeah, I talked to, I had a telephone, I called him,
You answered the question.
Hmm?
It was a yes or no. You
Okay.
answered.
Yes.
And what did you and Mr. Singh discuss before you went to the house?
No, it wasn't telephone, nothing much.
And so when you got to the house, you took some items, and then it sounds like you two got in some sort of altercation or disagreement.
Objection, vague as to altercation.
Am I phrasing that correctly, or?
Are you talking about physical altercation
No,
or
no.
maybe rephrase it to what she...
Some sort of disagreement? Did you have a disagreement with him?
No.
No? And you said you thought that maybe he was under the influence?
Yeah,
of
because his
something?
behavior was like that.
What sort of, what do you think he was under the
He was
influence?
he was verbally abusive.
Verbally abusive? is that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah.
And how so? How was he verbally abusive?
He was just talking all sort of nonsensical things. I don't want to repeat them.
Did Mr. Singh help you move any items out of the house?
No.
Now, the items you took from the house, did you bring them to your house in Porterville, or where did you bring them?
They were with Armin.
And who's that?
That was we took those things to that condominium where
Oh.
she was living because she needed those things.
So you took the items to Armin's condo?
Condo,
The
yeah.
Watermark
Watermark,
condo?
yeah.
Are you aware of whether or not your husband has loaned any money to your daughter ever?
I have no idea. I told her I don't deal with
You answer the question.
No.
Okay, I think we're just about finished. Let me just- Can we go off the record for a minute, please?
The time is 10:56 a.m. We are off the record.
Actually, sorry, before we go back on, because
The time is 10:57 a.m. We are on the record.
So we're back on the record, and it appears we didn't swear the witness in prior to her testimony. Council has agreed to do some sort of retroactive swearing in, so is that correct, Council?
That's stipulated, yeah.
still stipulated.
So if you could swear the witness in, please. Thank you.
Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You do solemnly state that the testimony you will give and have given to the best of your ability under God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Council, I have nothing further. Do you have any questions for the witness?
I don't.
I don't.
All right, there's a stipulation that's contained in Exhibit A regarding relieving the court reporter of her duties under the code. Provides for your review and approval of the transcript within 10 days of receipt thereof. In the event we don't receive your changes within 10 days after your receipt of the deposition transcript, I may use a certified copy as if it were the original. So stipulated?
Well, with the issue of, we can stipulate to 10 days if we can receive the deposition transcript electronically, otherwise there will be a turnaround time of me sending it to them via mail. And we would need more than 10 days if that's the
You know what,
case.
I'm not gonna stipulate to, I would stipulate that we can transmit the transcript by email, that's fine. But other than that, everything I want done by the Code of Civil Procedure.
Understood.
So
So-
then, with the issue on the admonition where she signed with the 10 days, then
I'm
on
objecting
the
to that
record,
as well. yeah.
then on the record, then we want to amend that so that it's the same time frame as under the code. Is that agreeable?
That's agreeable.
Okay.
This concludes the videotape deposition of Milan Sandhu. The time is 10:59 a.m. We are off the record.
And so we don't have to go through that whole